you want to discharge them since they have liberty to protest?
Well, their gathering is unlawful, and an unlawful gathering is supposed to be discharged. So we have to dislodge them because they don't have any permits. Nobody permitted for that gathering. And in as much as the gathering is unlawful, they have to be dislodged. That's why we dislodge them.
So you have a mandate that no protest must.
As Nigerians watch the outcome of the Omoyele Sowore-inspired Revolution Now protest, many wonder the fate of those arrested during the police clampdown on the demonstrations. Videos are circulating online showing a group of people who have gathered for the protest in National Stadium Surulere, a second location in Ikeja and other parts of Lagos. Though 20 states had agreed to take part in the August 5th protest, only people in Lagos seem to have turned out in numbers. This can be attributed to Saturday, August 3rd arrest on Omoyele Sowore by the Department of State Security Services, and perhaps the police warning that participation in the protest is considered treasonable felony. Is the Revolution Now protest really a treasonable felony? Human rights lawyer Femi Falana speaks.
The meaning ascribed to the protest or revolution by the police is likely to have embarrassed the government, because neither under the Criminal Code Act nor under the Terrorism Act is the word revolution criminalized. Word, revolution or whatever that will lead to a crime in the country, treason and treasonable felonies, as well as terrorism, are clearly defined under our law. Treason is the levying of war to intimidate the president or governor of a state, while treasonable felony is the formation of the intention to remove the president of your country during his term of office, otherwise that by constitutional means. I have read the demands of the organizers of this protest, and I cannot identify any aspect of it that can be classified as terrorism or treasonable.
The Buhari administration has been accused by some Nigerians of using security services to clamp down on any form of government criticism.
The tragedy of now is the insensitivity of government to the plight of the people. And then you want to muzzle the right of protest, which is constitutional. And I think that that's what the government must begin to address. They have this penchant for perceiving opposition as haters, as enemies.
I wasn't in any way surprised, because we are under a government that has now come to the conclusion, and a very dangerous one, that every criticism, every opposition, right, is treasonable. Or every criticism of the government is now classified as terrorism. And those who are behind such opposition will be crushed.
This government has also been accused of double standards, as several notable members of this administration have been involved in protests in the past without the threat of a clampdown.
That at some point, those who are the paladins, those who hold superintendence over this country today, were at the front line of protests against fuel subsidy. I was there in 2010, 2011. And they were at the front line of protests against the administration of Jonathan. Remember that Adams Oshomole, President Muhammadu Buhari, and several of the leaders of the APC were out on the streets, and nobody attacked them, nobody arrested them.
On June 22, 2019, while receiving a military delegation from Sudan shortly after the youth revolution that brought about a regime change in that country, President Muhammadu Buhari praised the people's resolve for a better Sudan while promising support to the Sudanese to achieve political stability. With this, many ask why this administration now considers protests treasonable. Rootstv, Nigeria.